Let's just jump right in. Today, in this explainer, we're unpacking something absolutely wild. We're going to dive into a vivid, highly surreal, modern apocalyptic vision, and then we're going to decode its ancient roots. It's kind of like tracing the DNA of an explosive text.
Instantly, we get hit with this super jarring juxtaposition. I mean, just listen to this. A helicopter, a literal modern machine of war, fires a highly destructive missile into what's called the Temple of the White Hearts. And at that exact moment, the soul of a man named Bob flies away like a bright flash of lightning. It's this incredible, chaotic collision of modern technological violence and deep, mystical imagery.
So the story we're exploring is a hyper-modern vision shared by Topi Hultu, detailing the vision of Stefanus. Basically, the classical biblical apocalypse gets completely reimagined through the high-stakes lens of modern combat. You can forget about plagues of locusts. We are talking missiles, heavy gunfire, and aerial bombardments, all mixed up with intense spiritual warfare. And, man, the chaos escalates so fast. Just listen to how this unfolds. Minute 1, Bob Freeman blows a shofar, the ancient ram's horn from biblical times, right in the middle of a literal battlefield. Minute 2, a missile just obliterates the temple. Amidst all that devastation, in minute 3, saints frantically form these heart-shaped prayer circles, only to be swarmed by bizarre bear creatures and black angels in minute 4. But then, minute 5, just as all seems totally lost, a voice cries out, "Come up!" Actually, scratch that. Let's rewind a second. Before all that destruction hits, the scene inside is one of pure spiritual ecstasy. Dwellings inside the temple are made of jewels, shining in absolute brilliant splendor. Saints are rising up with angels, and Bob is singing as the temple brightens. It's this moment of blinding, perfect glory, which really makes the grotesque contrast that follows so incredibly jarring. As the saints gather into this giant heart to pray, they're violently interrupted. The text describes bullets from those bear creatures and black angels mutilating the prayer circles, literally turning them blood red. It's a super disturbing, almost surreal visual, right? The ultimate symbol of love, violently stained by demonic forces wielding modern firearms. And right at the absolute peak of this despair, when it looks like the black forces have completely won and the white hearts are all mutilated, we get this massive dramatic intervention. The text reads, quote, "Suddenly the cry of the bridegroom is heard. Come up." This single command interrupts the slaughter entirely. It acts as a huge, pivotal turning point in the narrative, shifting the momentum from total destruction to, well, a miraculous counteroffensive. And wow, what a counteroffensive it is. The whole mechanics of the battle completely flip. The fallen bodies actually come back to life in resurrection bodies, but they don't grab weapons to fight back. Instead, the sheer, overwhelming brightness of their garments becomes a literal weapon, just blowing the black forces to pieces. Finally, the saints ascend to heaven like pulsating fiery flames, keeping that heart shape, straight into the arms of Christ. It's such a powerful metaphor. The light itself literally defeats the darkness. Now, this incredibly intense, modern tribulation didn't just appear out of nowhere. To really understand what's going on here, we have to pivot to its foundational root. We're talking about classical eschatology, specifically the biblical Book of Revelation, chapter 7. When we map these concepts out side by side, we can clearly see how our modern fears mirror those ancient symbols. On one side, you have Stefanus's modern vision, the white hearts, the attacking bear creatures, the bridegroom's rescue. And on the other side, their direct ancestors from Revelation, multitudes in white robes, the great tribulation, and the Lamb on the throne. The clothing changed from robes to hearts, and the weapons definitely upgraded to missiles, but the core narrative, it's practically identical. Let's dive a little deeper into that root text. Revelation 7 describes this uncountable gathering standing before the throne and the Lamb. We're talking people from all nations, all kindreds, all people, and all tongues. They're clothed in white robes, holding palm branches in their hands. It's this beautiful vision of total universal inclusion after a period of immense suffering. And this multitude is definitely not silent. They cry out with a massive voice, "Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb." What's so incredible about the text here is the cascading effect of this worship. This unified cry is immediately echoed by all the angels, the elders, and the 4 beasts around the throne, who all fall on their faces to worship with thanksgiving and power. It's literally a cosmic, overwhelming symphony of relief and victory. But you might be wondering, why are they there in the first place, and why the white clothing? Well, in the text, an elder actually prompts the narrator, kind of like an investigator, asking, who are these people and where did they come from? The answer gives us the ultimate definition of their struggle. They are the survivors of the Great Tribulation, a period of extreme, unimaginable worldly suffering and conflict. And here is where the imagery gets incredibly profound, and where it perfectly threads back to Topi Haltu's modern vision. The elder explains that these survivors have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. I mean, think about that paradox for a second. Washing something in blood to make it pure white? The modern Whitehearts, who were shot and mutilated blood red by the bear creatures, parallel these ancient saints perfectly. The suffering, the blood itself, is the exact mechanism that leads to their ultimate purification and radiant brightness.
So, after all the horrific violence, whether we're talking ancient tribulations or modern missiles, we finally arrive at this profound, peaceful resolution. Those who emerge serve day and night in the temple. They will never hunger or thirst again. The scorching sun won't strike them. The Lamb will lead them to living fountains of waters, and God shall wipe away every single tear from their eyes. It is the absolute, quiet antithesis of all the chaos they just endured.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a question to chew on. We've seen how perfectly a 2,000-year-old text maps onto a vision filled with helicopters and missiles. So why do we continue to reimagine ancient apocalyptic literature through the terrifying lens of modern warfare? Maybe it's because while our technology constantly changes, our deepest human fears of destruction and our ultimate hopes for rescue remain exactly the same. Thanks so much for exploring this with me. Keep questioning, keep analyzing, and I'll catch you next time.